high-level, story-driven cutscenes, precision sniping mechanics, and more. Sniper Elite Resistance is now in full flight, and I have the good and bad of this game ready to help you know what to expect when you jump in. The very first thing I noticed when starting Sniper Elite Resistance was the fabulous cutscenes interwoven with the narrative from the very start of the game. A great game, in my opinion, is more than just mechanics. It's really about the storytelling. Sniper Elite Resistance has featured some very breathtaking cutscenes that are seamlessly blended with the gameplay, enhancing the immersion and emotional impact that I felt while I was playing the game. Just imagine dramatic moments where your character faces tough choices. Maybe high-stakes missions are unfolding with cinematic flair, and historical events get brought to life with stunning detail. These sequences aren't just eye candy. They serve as vital pieces of the narrative, giving players deeper insight into the war-torn world around them, and really work as a driving force to create momentum to connect the storyline with the gameplay action. However, this action can be muted at the beginning of the game due to lack of know-how in terms of controllability of your character and how to maneuver across the terrain. And definitely one of the biggest challenges in any Sniper Elite game is mastering these controls. Because at first, maneuvering your character through the battlefield, adjusting your aim, and timing your shots can feel a tad bit difficult, especially with realistic movement physics and positioning mechanics. However, as you spend more time with the controllers, they start to click. You learn how to navigate terrain efficiently, you switch between cover seamlessly, and line up perfect shots with more and more ease. The learning curve is definitely steep. However, I did spend about a good 5 minutes trying to figure out where to climb up the side of a wall, but once you get the hang of it, the satisfaction of executing the perfect stealth takedowns and long-range kills is definitely unmatched by any other sniper game I've played before. While Sniper Elite Resistance did promise improvements in AI behavior, the series has been known to have some frustrating inconsistencies, and those inconsistencies, in my opinion, are still here. For example, enemies don't always react as they should to gunfire or suspicious activity. You might take out a target with a loud rifle shot only for nearby guards to kind of ignore the sound entirely, and sometimes they seem oblivious to bodies laying in plain sight, failing to raise an alarm. This can break the immersion and make some encounters feel less intense than they should be. Hopefully Resistance will address these shortcomings with more dynamic AI that reacts appropriately to things like the sound, movement, and environmental disturbances. Also, enemies at times appear out of nowhere. This could just be me not seeing the enemy movement, but I felt at times a random enemy would literally just pop up behind me from nowhere after I cleared everything and double checked to make sure that I cleared everything, and it would be quite an annoyance for the time that I had to face against it. Now, Sniper Elite is known for the precision-based sniping mechanics in its previous games, and in Resistance, you will find that it has been refined further. You can expect more detailed ballistics, including wind resistance, bullet drop, and environmental destruction that affects your line of sight. A major highlight is once again the X-ray kill cam, which has been a fan favorite since the introduction, but it is more brutal than ever as you get to see an X-ray view of just how you are disabling your enemies, and sometimes bone-shattering ways. However, I like this kind of detail. It immerses you into the action that you're performing and thus makes the game way more enjoyable than just seeing a random body get popped at a distance. Also, the detail that is coming by actually seeing the bullet enter the body and bones actually breaking apart as it is moving through them is just one of the most interesting details I've ever seen put into a shooter game. Overall, I definitely recommend this game to anybody who is wanting to continue down that Sniper Elite franchise. I personally enjoy more the open world terrain where you can traverse around stuff and you have the freedom to move and see things. But of course, going into Sniper Elite, I knew this wasn't an option. I knew it was pretty much an instance that you go through till you get to the finish and to complete the mission that you were at. So it wasn't a big issue for me there. However, what I can say is this is a definite polished game. I think they've just built on the other games they've made in the past, and it was definitely very enjoyable enough for me to want to continue playing this for a little bit longer. And I would like to know whether or not you guys have enjoyed playing this game, or if you're actually interested in it. Just leave a comment below, let me know. Also remember, like and subscribe so that I can get this message out to more people and keep you up to date with all things gaming. Everybody, guns away. I'll see you guys in the future.